Who wants to start? First question for Carlos. Start with Dave, fourth row on the right.
Hey, Carlos, I'm not going to ask you if you watched the Yankees game last night because I know the answer to that question, but just your feelings about your old team making it to the World Series. It's been a long climb for them, obviously, so I'm sure you had some contact with those guys and got a sense of what it was like for them.
Yeah, congratulations to the Yankees, Brian Cashman, Steinbrenner, and obviously Booney. It's not easy, it's not easy to get to the World Series, and they've been through a lot. So, and there's a lot of people that I have a lot of respect for, and hopefully I get to see them. We got to take care of business here. We're facing a really good team in the Dodgers, but what a great year for them.
I mean, I know you guys are hungry and focused on getting to the World Series. When you see a team, just across town celebrating like that, does it bring it closer to your mind as far as not about you guys getting there, but just in general?
Yeah.
The feelings it must be like to celebrate.
Yeah, I mean, you're watching it on TV and you're like, man, we still have a chance, right? But we know we have to face a really good team here with the Dodgers, and we got to win today, and then because there's not tomorrow for us. But yeah, you're watching them celebrate, and like makes you think because we still have an opportunity. So yeah.
Go to Tim. And
Do you have Severino starting tomorrow?
We got to get there first. He's in line. He's in regular rest, but we got to win today.
But barring that, you're not considering any alternatives?
For tomorrow?
Yeah.
We got to get there first. And then hopefully we're having that discussion after the game, and then we'll go from there.
And regarding today, how is your bullpen looking after a heavy few days?
Having few days?
A heavy few days.
Oh, heavy few days. They're doing okay. They're doing all right. I'm waiting to see some of the guys after they play catch and see who's available, and we'll find a way to piece it together.
A few more for Carlos. Go to Abby here in the second row.
I know you said you'd be comfortable using Senga in a variety of situations, but are there some more ideal ones you guys might be eyeing for him?
Look, it's hard to, you kind of have an idea or a plan who you're gonna use in certain situations, and obviously Senga is part of the conversation. But the game always going to tell you you're gonna have to make some adjustment. He's available. And if the situation presents where we feel like that's a good spot for him and it's going to help us, giving us a chance to win a baseball game, then we'll shoot him. But like I said, he's part of those guys that are available, and then we'll go from there.
About how many pitches would he be good for?
He should be good for a few, multiple innings. He threw 30-some that inning here, the first game, then he threw more inside. So he's good for multiple.
Go to Mark, fourth row on the right.
Back to the Yankees for a second. Did you text with Boone last night?
I did.
Anything you can share there between the two of you?
No, just congratulations. I know it's not easy to get there, and I know how hard it's been for them. So yeah, it was quick text, and congratulations.
Go back to Dave.
Carlos, we've seen some very good relievers have a hard time during this postseason. We saw it in the Cleveland Yankees series. Class A was untouchable. Is the fatigue, do people underestimate, just on the outside, looking at how much of fatigue is a factor for these guys, and how much it does change the equation once you get this deep into October?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely see it, and when hitters are facing the same guys, especially on a 7-game series, that plays into it too. Not only the fatigue and they could be tired, but also the hitters become a lot more familiar with them once they see them once or twice. So it plays into it. But look, I think everybody's dealing with the same thing. Everybody's on the same boat. You got to find a way to get the job done, whether it's from your end with your bullpen guys, or offensively when you're facing a bullpen from the other team. Like, you have to find a way. Nobody's going to feel sorry for you. So,
Edwin was kind of asked the same question, Carlos. Just like, how do you combat is there any way to combat the familiarity thing? I mean, do you try to mix up the approaches with how they pitch guys, or you just got to give your best and hopefully?
Yeah, you got to stick to your strength. That's number one. But I always say this is a game of adjustments, and hitters will make adjustments, pitchers will make adjustments. So, and you have to do this at the big league level in order to have success. So, yeah, it makes it tricky, but they're elite players, and there's a reason why they're here. So, good hitters make adjustments, good pitchers make adjustments, and see what happens today.
Go to Jesse all the way in the back on the right.
Carlos, what about Jose Quintana? Could he be available out of the bullpen either tonight or tomorrow if you get there?
I don't think tonight he's in play. Tomorrow might be a different story.
And in the last couple games, 24 hits, lots of traffic, forgetting the runs scored. What's been impressive, maybe just in these last 2 games with all that traffic on the bases?
Yeah, I think we're doing a good job controlling the strike zone. And we are on time for fastballs when we are getting them, especially early in counts. We're not missing them, so we're gonna have to do that today, and then worry about tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, we're facing a bullpen day today, and that's an elite pitching staff there. So we're gonna have to do a really good job of executing and being on our A game today.
Go to Bob in front.
Hey, Carlos, what were your thoughts, or were you not pleasantly surprised, but were you surprised about Kopech starting tonight, since he's usually a late inning guy?
I was not. The way I look at it is, they're treating this game just like we do. There's probably no tomorrow, even though there's tomorrow for them, not the case for us. But I think we're going to see a lot of their high leverage relievers early in games. So I wasn't surprised at all.
Back to Mark on the right.
Was it a tough call between McNeil and Iglesias today?
No, especially knowing that we were facing a bullpen day, and with all the righties that they got there, I wanted the lefties in there.
We go to Barry in the front.
Is it an advantage or disadvantage for you guys of these bullpen games?
It's hard to tell, but this is nothing new for us. I feel like, I'm going to go back to the last, when we play the Brewers before, the last week of the season, it was pretty much a bullpen game. And then when we faced them in the wild card, it was pretty much a bullpen day every day. So we're familiar with situations like this. This is a really good bullpen. And like I said, we're going to be facing a lot of the high leverage relievers early in games. So we got to be ready. The guys will be ready, and we got to go out there and execute our game plan.
So I guess in game 2, Roberts didn't use a lot of his high leverage guys because guys weren't available. He could just kind of let it go.
Yeah, but we knew who was going to be. We had an idea that they needed to use a bulk guy. Somebody needed to cover. It was game 2. Now it's game 6. It's different. So I'm anticipating them being a little bit more aggressive and going to. And the game will tell. But we'll be ready.
Do you have any way, globally of solving this, where starters, can pitch deeper into games, and you're not in, and everybody has 4 or 5 starters, so you're not in these situations?
I mean, that's hard for me to tell. Everybody's built their team accordingly. And that's. They're dealing with a lot of injuries. It's not like they don't have starters. They're hurt. So that's something that you can predict. It's hard to control those. So here we are in game 6, and it'll be a good game.
Take 2 more, Tim, and then we'll finish up with David.
Sort of a bigger picture, forward-looking question on Tyler McGill. Do you look at the changes he made late in the year and the performance he gave you guys down the stretch as real and sustainable looking to 2025 and beyond?
Yeah, and he's been through a lot this year, Been in the big league roster, got sent down as a starter, pitching out of the bullpen, but I feel like he's made a lot of progress, especially with the sinker. He's becoming a weapon for him. This is a guy that got 3-4 plus pitches, but the sinker is becoming a real one for him. So there's a lot of progress made from him, and yeah, he's a big part of this team moving forward.
With him and Peterson seemingly both making some strides, how do you feel about sort of that pair in the future?
Really good. Yeah. Obviously, health is going to be the key. We see it nowadays where keeping starters and arms healthy is the key. But they made huge strides for us. And then you look at Peterson and what he's done for us. One of our better starters during the regular season, and once we got to the playoff, adjusting to a bullpen role because we needed a lefty like that. And then we asked him to pitch an elimination game, gave us a chance, and he's been huge for us, so I'm proud of him.
And last one with David.
Carlos, ¿qué tal? A esta altura del año, todo lo que ustedes han pasado, si puedes describir la combinación de cansancio mental, cansancio físico y adrenalina, y cómo se traduce todo eso en el terreno de juego.
Sí, mira, yo creo que todos los equipos que llegan a esta fecha, pues todo el mundo está físicamente, mentalmente, pues sintiéndolo, pero una vez que empieza el juego, pues la misma intensidad, el público, yo creo que nadie está pensando en eso. Una vez que termina el juego, pues ahí es donde tú lo sientes, pero tienes que buscar la manera al día siguiente, pues de recargar y dar el todo por el todo. Obviamente nosotros no tenemos mañana, tenemos que seguir buscando la manera de cómo ganar el juego de hoy, pero yo creo que es un privilegio tener esta oportunidad y de que tú te sientas cansado física, mentalmente, y tienes una oportunidad como quiera de salir a jugar el béisbol y hacer algo grandioso, pues de verdad que para nosotros es un privilegio.
Thanks, Carlos. We'll see you post game.